Alright my friends, so in the last video we have generated our React application successfully, and what we are going to do in this video, I'm going to show you the overview of the folders and also the files, because we want to understand the structure of any React application so later on we can get started writing a lot of code. So here I have Visual Studio Code opened. I'm going to click on open folder, and here is the React project. Here we have React list that is being generated from the previous video. I'm going to click on open, and that should take a second. Here we have our project. Now, if you check out the ES6 module or ES6 section, we have talked about how to generate React applications, and also we have talked about a general overview of all the generated files and folders. So you should be at least familiar with what does all these files and folders mean. But for some students that they already have some experience with ES6 or JavaScript, we are going to just review what we have learned from the specific lecture. So once again here, as you already know, ladies and gentlemen, that React by its own only for rendering the view. Okay, so we are going to use React to render the view, so showing elements or view items on the screen on the web browser. But we have some, in order, let's say, for React to work, okay, for example, I say work with no problems, with no issues, then React, there are a lot of dependencies and some stuff that React depends on. So in order for React to work just fine, then there are some tools and libraries that we need to include in our project so React can work, let's say, properly. Okay, so my point here is that all the libraries and dependencies that React needs, it's been stored in this folder right here called node modules. Okay, so any React dependencies or any third-party libraries that we are going to install in the future will be stored in this specific folder called node modules. We have the public folder, which is the folder that will be served to, let's say we are gonna let's say take any code that we are gonna write in the source folder. It will be executed and added to this public folder right here. Okay, so as you can see, it's include index.html and some extra stuff, but as a matter of fact, this file right here will be the final result of our code that we are going to write in the source. Okay, so, and of course it's the source folder, it's a self-explanatory folder because this is the folder that we are gonna write our code inside it. Of course, feel free to change it to, for example, to app or something like this. There is no real matter at all, okay, because the control in this case is the code. It is not the name, it is the code that we are gonna write in this folder right here. So feel free to change it or leave it as it is. Source, there is no real matter. We have git ignore, it's essentially for the source control, and we are gonna talk later on about the source control when it comes to deploying our React application to GitHub. We have the package.json and the package-log.json. Essentially, they have like some extra information about our application, things like name, version, some of the dependencies, some of the, let's say, configuration. Okay, and we are going to explain that later on once we need it and once we start writing our own scripts. So I'm going to close these two folders, the files, the package-log.json as well as package.json, and we have readme.md, which is essentially it's a text file that we can read, so we can get a better information about React, some like instructions. Okay, and I'm gonna delete it because my job here is to talk more about these folders. Now the last thing that I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna select my source folder. I'm gonna select everything inside it that come by default with it. I'm gonna delete it. Okay, so we want to start from scratch, so let's go ahead and delete everything. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, in this video we have took a look or a general overview about any React application. It was really straightforward. We are gonna explain more and more in the next video. So thank you, my friends, so much for watching. See you in the next one.